What do you do if an object has been flushed down the toilet and it's not flushing like it should? Not a traditional clog with toilet paper, but a clog with an object like a toy. If you have young children that flush toys down the toilet and then the toilet doesn't flush like it's supposed to, what do you do? The first step is to try using a plunger. In this case, we have a high quality plunger that will create enough suction to hopefully suck the object back towards us. And if it does suck back towards us, we can put gloves on and pull the object out of the toilet. So that's the first step I'd try, is using a good high quality plunger, not a cheap one, and do your best to plunge it just like you normally plunge a toilet to try to get the object out. And I've had this work once where I plunged it and I got a toy out just using the plunger, and then I was able to grab it with some gloves on and get it out of the toilet. So you just do the normal plunging method like you normally would. Create some suction. And see if it will suck the object out. In this recent clog I had from an object that was accidentally flushed down the toilet, I used this plunger and it didn't work. But the first time I had it on a different toilet, I did have a toy that came up. By doing this method, I used the plunger, and then the object, I could see the object floating down there, so I put some gloves on and I grabbed it out. Using the plunger will also lower the water level, so you can get gloves on and try to see if you can fit your hand down there and see if you can grab the object. If the plunger method fails and you can't get the object out, and even after using the plunger you still try to flush the toilet and it still doesn't flush properly, then you can get what's called a toilet auger, which is an inexpensive tool you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's to ream out whatever's inside and help it to flush down into the pipe system. Since the plunger didn't work, I also bought a toilet auger at Home Depot. In this particular model, the Husky one, was only $10. It was really inexpensive. But it also broke the first time I used it. There was a little slight plastic piece that broke up here. I had to reinforce with some tape afterwards. But it did work. Using this inexpensive toilet auger, I was able to clear the clog and force the object down into the pipe system. Now, hopefully this doesn't cause a clog to happen down further in the pipe system, but it did clog and allowed the toilet to flush, and I haven't noticed any problems elsewhere. So this is the second option. If first you can't get the object out by fishing it out, first of all, don't flush an object down the toilet. If you see something in there, don't flush the toilet. Put some gloves on and grab the object before you flush the toilet. If it does get stuck down there, you can try using a high quality plunger or this toilet auger. And this toilet auger worked great. It actually was able to push the object down through the toilet to get the object out. And if that method fails, the final option is to remove the toilet, take the bolts off down there, remove the toilet, and unclog it that way. But that's a more drastic and more time-consuming step. But that's the final option. If you can't clear the object with the plunger or the toilet auger, then the final step you have to do is remove the toilet, get a new wax ring, and take the object out from underneath the toilet and clear it that way. Works like this. So you take it apart, and first you insert this end into the toilet. So you take this end and you put this end so it can come in and out. And so this end you insert down into the toilet like this, and then it goes in like that. And then you use this end, you hold and push this way, and you can kind of twist as you're pushing, twist back and forth as you're pushing. And it pushes in, and then you can twist with the handle here, pushing it all the way. And that will clear the drain, or clear the object out of the, there's an S-shape, snake shape feature on the toilet, which is how it works, and then you're forcing that snake to go all the way in and push that object out, forcing the auger in, and then you can twist it, pull it back out like that. So that's how the toilet auger works, and this end pushes down into the toilet and clears the object. And this is actually what worked for me to get this object cleared out. Like I said before, I've had a toy in a toilet before, and I used a plunger, and the plunger got it out. But this time, using this toilet auger was the only way I could get the object to go. In this case, when you use the toilet auger, you're going to lose the object. It's going to go down into the pipe system and into the sewer, and you're going to lose it. So if it's something valuable you need, really the most safe option is just to remove the toilet and get the object out from underneath the toilet if it's something that you need, like if it's something you need to keep. But if it's something you don't care about and you just want it to go into the sewer system, you can use a toilet auger to push it down in and push it through the system. So that's it. And the final step, like I said, if the plunger doesn't work and the toilet auger doesn't work, the only other option you have is to remove the toilet and try to get the object out that way. But this time it worked, and luckily the toilet auger, which was only $10, fixed the problem.